In this edition of CrossTalk International, we will join Dr. Randy Weiss at the CrossTalk headquarters in Dallas, Texas. In partnership with the Hatikva Film Trust in the United Kingdom, we will discuss a modern-day Holocaust that is taking place around the globe in the simple name of convenience. This journey will take us to Israel and document the parallel track of judgment that awaits the UK, Israel, and the United States of America if it continues down this current course.
Shalom and welcome to CrossTalk. Shalom is a typical Hebrew greeting. In Israel, it is used as a salutation for both coming and going, but it also means peace. Today, I do not bring you peace. I bring anger, disgust, and frustration. You will decide if my sentiment is warranted. You know, instead of a cerebral, reserved, theology-oriented minister that you usually find here at CrossTalk, today I think back to a famous 1970s film called Network. I feel a bit like Howard Beale, the half-crazed, aging network news anchor played by Peter Finch. You may recall he flipped out on air and simply told the truth to a world accustomed to a pre-packaged set of lies. If you're too young to remember the film, or if you avoid such vulgarity, let me explain that with wild-eyed abandon, he screamed into the camera, "I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore." He then demanded that his audience go to their windows and scream likewise. They did. And the sentiment was felt by everyone who agreed with the mind-numbing lunacy that had taken over the nation. That's how I feel as a Christian TV program host. I'm supposed to be more reflective, subtle, and even a bit likable. If you wanted a crazy prophet in a hair shirt, you'd be looking for John the Baptist or Elijah. I usually just come here with a simple message of Christian love, and anger doesn't work well in that context. As a Jewish believer in Jesus, I usually focus my attention on the Jewish origins of the Christian faith. I promote the love of our Jewish homeland and the truth of my Jewish Messiah. But today, I'm just furious, and I can't hide it or pretend that my fury doesn't affect me. I'm no Howard Beale. My name is Randy Weiss. I'm a Jewish guy who believes in Jesus, and this program is the beginning of a new CrossTalk International TV series produced in conjunction with the Hatikva Film Trust. This message will challenge how you think, how you vote, how you believe, and even how you view the future as a citizen of a guilty nation. I'm not going to set my hair on fire. Instead, I will ask you to watch a portion of the film upon which this new TV series is based. I'll return with a few of my thoughts before this episode concludes. I come to tell you, the land cries out for the blood that was shed.
During the Second World War, the Nazis and their collaborators murdered 2/3 of the Jewish population of Europe. A quarter of the Jews executed were children.
Hitler killed out of our nation 1.5 million children. And Israel, in the 60 years of her existence, has killed 2 million babies through abortion.
Every year we commemorate the Holocaust and the fact that they also murdered 1.5 million babies. We do the same to ourselves, and we exceed to do more evil than our enemies.
If the blood of Abel was crying out to God from the ground, how much more would the blood of 2 million unborn children cry out to us?
The total number of Jews slaughtered in the Holocaust was more than 6 million.
In the United Kingdom, we're looking now at 7 million unborn children executed for the sole crime of being unwanted. That is the only reason that they are executed by abortion, is unwanted.
The number of people killed across the world during the Second World War is estimated to be between 40 and 50 million people.
We've had probably just under 50 million lives terminated in their mothers' wombs since Roe versus Wade.
Unlike other countries, in the United States, the legalization of abortion didn't come about through legislation, but as a result of legal action in the Supreme Court. Alan Parker, the founder and president of the Justice Foundation, is fighting to overturn the cases that legalized abortion in America.
In the year 2000, we began to have the opportunity to represent Norma McCorvey, who was Roe of Roe v. Wade, the main legal case that brought abortion to America in 1973. And we also began to represent Sandra Cano, who was Doe of Doe v. Bolton, which was a companion case to Roe v. Wade. And together, in January of 1973, those two cases were decided by the United States Supreme Court and legalized abortion on demand up to the moment of birth, including partial birth abortion, by our Supreme Court of the United States.
In Israel, abortion became permissible under certain circumstances in 1977. Marvin Kramer, a leading pro-life activist in the legal profession, is general manager of a crisis pregnancy outreach, A Future and a Hope.
The law concerning abortion in Israel is a part of the penal law. It is unlawful to perform an abortion in Israel, and it is punishable by fine and or imprisonment. However, the law also provides that an abortion is legal if it is performed by a licensed gynecologist in an authorized medical institution that is approved by the Department of Health under certain circumstances after the woman has been approved by an abortion committee. Abortion is permissible in Israel at this point throughout all 9 months of pregnancy. Whenever you have a law that says you can't unless, then the exception becomes the norm. It is almost an abortion on demand situation. The number of requests for abortion that are turned down are minuscule compared to the number of requests that are actually granted.
Israel has a population of only 7 million people. I could say like this, in 2007, 140,000 babies approximately were born, and 40,000 to 50,000 babies were aborted. That basically means that every fourth pregnancy is terminated in abortion.
There are about 150 abortions in Israel every day. They do abortions in every hospital in Israel. In the same department, when they give birth, they do the abortion. Sometimes the same doctor on the same bed, he can do abortion.
Every fourth pregnancy in Israel is terminated in abortion. How can this be? How can it be right? How can my people, who have endured so much death and destruction, kill so many Jewish babies? How can our nation, America, be so weak and cowardly so as to refuse to defend the defenseless? You know, we're so focused on equal rights for homosexuals, health care, fair treatment for the poor, that we ignore the rights of the weakest in our society. Those unborn babies who have no voice, no strength, no vote, and no hope in the laboratories of death funded by Planned Parenthood or the hospitals and clinics that prosper in the blood of the innocent. In just a moment, the film will continue. The land cries out. Please hear this message and pray that the destruction stops.